have the first edible wall in all of New York City, courtesy of Green Living Technologies in our classroom in the Bronx. We have a class of kids who has grown enough food to feed 450 students healthy, nutritious meals in the Bronx, locally grown. And then we went to Boston. So to think about it, on a cold, snowy day when schools were shuttered, to have 9 kids get on a bus, 9 kids from the Bronx singing "We're All in This Together," get on a bus and go to Boston to a 5-star hotel where many of us have never been, and people said, "Uh-oh, kids from the Bronx," and to be received so warmly, we really did something that no one ever did before. And for that, I am proud of each and every one of you. And thanks to George and to Janice, and most importantly to you guys embracing this, we are really transforming not only our school and our lives, but really showing that the Bronx is poised to transform and lead a green revolution across the nation. That to me is incredible. In this room, we have technology that really will go out globally, and to think that the borough that brought us hip-hop is now going to be able to feed the world, clean the world, and lead the world, to me is what it's all about, especially given when people say things aren't going on great in Bronx schools. You guys are the promise of what is going on in Bronx schools. I'm going to ask my wife, just so people can see what we did, to start going through the PowerPoint, and this was the installation of the first green edible wall in all of New York City in the Board of Ed. And those are beautiful, delicious vegetables grown from seeds by kids in my classroom who are on their way to passing their regents.
Yes.
And this speaks to what we can do, because not only are we healing ourselves, we're feeding ourselves. And in this economy, the ability to do this really speaks to who and what we are and the technology that's before us. And I think we have like 2 more slides of this. I just want to show everyone what the completed wall looks like. And this wall stands to this day in Discovery High School, where it is a state-of-the-art accomplishment. Growing food, doing science, working towards regents, no bugs, no problems, 40 minutes, bell-to-bell instruction. So thanks to you guys for that.
Good job.
And that was the impetus to have George reach out to me and say, hey, it doesn't stop here. This is just the beginning, just like today is just the beginning for you guys. And we'll talk about that later. So we wound up going to Boston. And just so people don't understand what this undertook, George and Janice were kind enough to pay for everything to get kids from the South Bronx to Boston. I mean, it was unbelievable. And in that process, we sang "We're All in This Together," and you guys took a class that represented hours and hours and hours of technical training. And just so people, when we talk about the Bronx being poised, willing, ready, and able to export our talent and diversity, isn't it great that we did it in Boston?
Yes.
No offense, Janice, but isn't it great that the Bronx kids went to Boston to make it first? And this is the kind of technology we use so people in the room have an understanding of this. And this was our training. We are on top of it. I can't even begin to tell you the magnitude of this building. And then 2 days later, courtesy of Janice and George, the kids did a professional install. And this professional install on the top, this is actually a courthouse too, if I'm not mistaken. This part of the building?
No, it's a John Hancock building. It's it's across the street from the John Hancock Tower.
Okay.
And
just to give you a sense of what this is and what these kids can accomplish is unbelievable. So they did, they measured, they built, they learned, they asked again. We cleaned, we soldered, I measured, I hit my head. Jonathan did great. I think Jonathan will tell you how hard it is to drill into cement.
limestone, actually.
Limestone, okay.
And they all wore their T-shirts.
Yes.
Which I love. You promised me I'd get one of those.
I'll get you one. Janet.
Come on.
And at the end, this is what went up on the wall, and Janice will tell us a little bit more about it. But this is a full professional installation with their corporate logo in place.